And now more great information from Michigan's retirement coach, Mike Douglas.
And I'm Heather Branch here with Mike, asking for his ideas on the things you can be working on now in effort to better prepare for your financial future. You can start that conversation with Mike and his team, that conversation about your retirement savings and investments, of course. Just visit us at lifeplanwealth.com. We also have links posted in the show notes. So if it is more convenient, you can just click there, or again, find us anytime at lifeplanwealth.com. I do not have to tell you that for sports fans around the globe, it is one of the most wonderful times of year. March Madness is upon us. Do you coach you have 4 kids, 3 sons. All 3 of your sons play basketball?
Even Emmy, all 4 kids play basketball.
Oh, really? Emmy does too? Nice.
Yep, she's in youth league.
How many teams are you coaching though?
2. I coach 2 of them.
All right.
And I don't know if I'll ever do that again. It's a lot of stress.
It's a lot.
And you end up missing some of your kids' games because you're coaching another kid's game. Yeah. Where at least, if it was the other way around, like we do these tournaments and because I'm coaching the 2 boys, we have one this weekend. I probably won't see my 14-year-old play until maybe the second or third day of the tournament, just because the time sync. Whereas if I wasn't coaching one of those teams, Kimberly and I could switch and we could hand off and make sure we're seeing both. So she probably won't see the one son at all Thursday, and I won't see the other son at all Thursday, but we'll both see the one in the middle. So it's just one of those things.
It's one of those things.
I do love March Madness, though. March Madness is, people love like opening day or the Masters. Everybody has that thing that they wait for all year round. For me, it's March Madness. I love March Madness.
So many people do.
I remember back in college, this is not a ringing endorsement, but I didn't go to classes the first 2 days. Like if I had class, because I was an athlete, what I would do is we'd go work out in the morning. If I had like a 10 a.m., I would go to that. But for those 2 days, we just set up shop from noon until midnight and just watched basketball all day long, the whole thing as much as we could, multiple TVs set up, eating, doing all this stuff. So we'd literally go in, get our workout in the morning, go to a class, be done by lunch, and be eating and just sitting around all day. We did it for the first full weekend, which it's only Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. But after that weekend, it's just so much fun. There's chaos. There's all these things. But
and I was just thinking that how much fun is it? I know, listen, we don't want to ever rush our kids growing up, but how much fun it's going to be for you when the boys and Emmy are all older, like more, college age and adults, and how much fun it's going to be doing all that with them too as they get a little bit older.
Oh, last year. So at the office. So I remember years ago, CBS.com put out this boss button. And so because as soon as they started live streaming games and you could watch it on your computer, they created a boss button. And if your boss was walking by your cubicle or your desk, you hit this button and it threw up a spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet was actually the cost of concessions, but it would look like a
spreadsheet. Like you were doing something. Listen, and so CBS is there for you.
Oh yeah. And it was so funny, but I was like, I understand it. Like, and a lot of people in our office, they all love March Madness. So we can either pretend like we're working,
right,
but
like,
really be having,
just let it happen.
We'll have 3 eyes on the TV,
Yeah.
or we can just embrace it and make it a community culture event. So what we do is we work until noon. And then if you've got pressing stuff, you can bring your laptop in, but we turn our conference room into a big thing. Yeah. And we order in Buffalo Wild Wings. There's a place called Daryl's Market. It's about 10 minutes from here. Has the most wide range of beef jerky and meat sticks you've ever had. Yeah. And we get all this stuff, all this food, and bring it in. Nice. And last year, my kids did come in with us. And so my kids came in, they sat, they watched, we hung out. It was a whole production. We've got 4 games going on. It's fun.
Embrace it. Like I said, don't fight it.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
So I can either like reward the employees for working super hard and just embrace the day, or everybody can be 50% productive while they're watching. It's like, let's just do this together. Let's live life together.
The tournament does not just seize the attention of your office. We've all seen the online things, the studies that have been published about how much time gets wasted, how much money gets lost in the month of March, thanks to the NCAA tournament. Brackets, hours of watching games. But here's what I was thinking about. The whole idea of, there was actually a whole article about how the tournament and financial planning, the things that they have in common. So I was like, this is perfect for Mike. We got to talk about this. Is marrying two great loves of your life, the idea of college basketball and the college basketball tournament, and financial planning and the game that is trying to figure out our financial and retirement plans for all hardworking citizens. So let's talk about that. Let's marry these 2 subjects together. and define the way that they align.
Yeah, I mean, with March Madness, it's an interesting thing because it is a phenomenon that captures an entire country. And through it all, there's certain elements of life that are involved that go beyond sport. Unless you represent the school that's the number one seed, nobody roots for the number one seed. It's the ultimate underdog story, right? There's nothing.
That's what everybody loves, the Cinderella story. That's why people love March Madness.
Yeah, it's the one place where it happens constantly. Like it's chaos. The 12 seeds upset the 5 seeds all the time. 13s upset the 4. And so, I mean, nobody's surprised when the 8-9 game comes on and the 9 wins, or even the 7-10. But once you get to 6-11, 5-12, 13-4, those are the crazy ones when you're like Northern Iowa is beating Kansas. Like, like all these random schools that you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a fan of that school from now on. And you never, everybody buys their t-shirts and stuff. But it's crazy. And so from the article, it talks about quite a few things, but the unpredictability. I mean, we do brackets. And why do we do brackets? Because we love pain and we love heartache. And we're convinced we're smarter than just fate, than what's going to happen. So we go through and we build our brackets. We put it together. You have your strategy. You have your, I'm picking these ones this year. I've been following, and my brother-in-law is famous for always texting me, what do you know about Belmont? And I'm like, nothing. I know nothing about Mercer, about Belmont, about Davidson. I don't know about any of these schools.
All these little small private schools.
And he says it like I've got some like my ear to the ground for like, what's the unders, what's going on here. But we go through and we try to build it. My kids build a strategy. We build a strategy. We try to pick our winners. And then on top of that, I have 2 brackets every year. I have the one where Michigan State wins it all because that's my emotional bracket. It's my heartstrings bracket. Then I have my one I actually submit to the office pool because, and we don't even do money. It's just a matter of pride. Like I just want to win. So Michigan State, most years I have losing at some point, but that's what we have. We have our emotional attachment to our team.
Sure.
And think about what it feels like for those kids who are from some small school in South Carolina, North Dakota, wherever they come from, and they get to a stadium that's 3 times bigger than their home gym, maybe 4 times bigger, maybe more. And they're playing in this facility and they ball out and they play incredibly well. And it's so exciting. And they do it. And then they win a game. And then they have to, like a game that they should have never won. And then 2 days later, they got to do it all over again. And then they get these Cinderella stories. We had ORU a couple years ago. Oral Roberts University was a 14 seed. And they made a run through the tournament. I still remember, I think it was like 15 years ago, Lehigh was a 15 seed and they upset the 2 Duke. And those are incredible moments, and it's that you get to experience. And then you also see, though, a lot of times through the course of the tournament, yes, there's a lot of upsets, but you see the veterans survive. We always joke in Michigan that it's January, February, Izzo, April, because Coach Izzo is so good at preparing a team for the tournament at the turnaround games. He is really good at winning the second game of the weekend. So if we can win the first one, we're very confident we're going to win the second one. Because his ability and his hard work and everything he's built in his system says we can turn this thing around quickly. And it's really about just navigating all these different things, volatility, emotion, hard work, all these things. And it's really a planning process. They start practicing in June, July for a tournament in March.
Yeah.
And when they get to that moment where they are now in the tournament, and they're sitting there and they're preparing for those moments, it's not the first time they've drawn their plays up. They are going back to the book, back to the thing that they set up from the very beginning. And they are prepared for it because of all the work that's gone into it in advance. So it's not a mistake. It's not a surprise. And when they get into it, it's very rarely would a coach say, I'm surprised it went so well. Like, no, this is what we've been working for this whole time. So that's how good planning and good coaching and good strategies work. And it's not any different than retirement planning. Retirement planning requires a lot of preparation in advance, a lot of thought, addressing risk, building an offensive and defensive strategy. When the market's good, here's what we want to do. Here's how we hedge against the bad times. Making sure that there's stability, making sure that we factor in all the what ifs, making sure we have some trick plays if things change on us, if long-term care pops up, if we have to deal with survivorship, if we deal with an inheritance. It's not always bad things, but when things come up, how do we deal with them? and making sure that it's a sustainable plan that gets you all the way through. And that's what retirement planning is. It's building this game plan where you're coaching the whole team, not just one or two players. You are working around the whole thing. And one of the things that when I went through my CFP certification, they're just constantly talking about how it is so much more than the investments. It is so much more than just picking stocks. It's knowing the whole picture of someone's story, understanding someone. So when you are building a retirement plan, it is about knowing who that team is well in advance, knowing who you are, what you love, what you hate, what you want life to look like. And then you build a plan around that. And it's the plan that sees you through. So that's what retirement plans really has the great analogy between the two. And it starts with conversations. On our website, there's a button that says lifeplanwealth.com to start building a game plan. I know this is Michigan's retirement coach. That's why we call it this. It's the idea of making something that makes sense for you, playing to your strengths, addressing your weaknesses, seeing your opportunities and your liabilities, and making sure that your plan is designed to get you all the way through. You can't guarantee that every day is going to be rosy or that everything's going to go perfect, but are we sustainable? Is life simpler, safer, and better? Are we making sure that things are going our way? Click the button on our website. It says start your retirement roadmap today. We can start building that game plan for you of understanding what life is, addressing the what ifs, and being prepared.
Life is a game. You got to learn how to play it. I guess the same could be said for our retirement planning as well. And the idea of everything that's involved with figuring out a retirement plan. Listen, even to the smartest, hardest working people, it is completely intimidating, everything that you have to do to prepare yourself for retirement, not just for you, but for your family as well. So having a coach to help you through the process is obviously a key part of living out the life you want in your retirement years. And that's what Mike and his entire team are here to help you figure out. Mike could be your coach. They can build you this plan. Again, lifeplanwealth.com is where you can begin the conversation about getting your own retirement game plan together. We also have links posted in the show notes, or find us anytime. Again, our website is lifeplanwealth.com.
Thanks for listening to Michigan's Retirement Coach with Mike Douglas. To learn more, visit lifeplanwealth.com.
Michael Douglas is an investment advisor representative of Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Michael Douglas is licensed in your state, please call 517-323-7526. Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Michael B. Douglas, NPN number 9650939.